So yesterday was a Sonic Central presentation, giving us a closer look at everything planned for Sonic's 30th anniversary, including Sonic Colors Ultimate and a brand new game by Sonic Team, among many other varying size announcements. Ahoy folks, and welcome to another GameXplain discussion. To discuss the whole event, I'm joined by Joey and TJ. How are you guys doing, a day after Sonic's big day?
I'm doing good. My name's TJ, and I'm here to talk about Sonic.
Thanks, Joey.
I'm doing well. Definitely fun to see all the stuff they got planned.
Especially since you've been really hyping up Sonic's anniversary all year. You've been streaming all the games, so I imagine it was nice to actually see them do something for his anniversary.
Yeah, it's really nice. I figured it was a good reason to play the games again. It's been a while. It's kind of funny to see now that I'm done with the classic games that they're releasing a classic games pack.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I can't say I was surprised to see that. Let's talk on that first then. Sonic Origins. So, I guess I really shouldn't be surprised by another Sonic collection of the classic games. I mean, there's been what, 3-4 of those at least already?
Mm-hmm. Maybe more. I don't know.
Yeah, probably more than that.
Remember Sonic Gems collection? Oh man. That was the best.
That's true. I personally owned Sonic Mega Collection back on the GameCube, way back in the day.
Same here.
But I know there's been plenty of others, such as Gems Collection, as mentioned. But Sonic Origins is kind of getting a lot of attention right now, not just because, look, it has Sonic 1, 2, 3, Knuckles, and CD, I believe. I'm checking right now.
Yes.
Yeah, which is honestly a pretty good collection, but people are saying it's the Taxman version, so it's it's the best port versions of them, I believe.
Does that
mean... You guys might know better there.
I actually don't know what Taxman means, but does that mean... I'm not a diehard Sonic fan, so I don't know much about, the community and whatnot. But does that mean Christian Whitehead worked on them? Because if that's the case, okay, so that's what that means. Good. Then that's a really, really exciting thing to hear. Because those ports, I hear, are fantastic.
They're really good. It's pretty hard to compare them to any of the other versions. Plus, they all usually remastered into a widescreen format, which is also way better to play the classic games in.
Mm-hmm. And they did confirm Sonic 3, or Sonic and Knuckles. Well, they confirmed one of them that has not been in widescreen before will be in widescreen this time, which sounds like a really big deal.
That's Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Because Christian Whitehead, he did the widescreen ports for 1 and 2, and they both had phone ports and stuff, and they were really good. And then CD also had a bunch of stuff everywhere. But we never actually got 3 and Knuckles, so that is actually super exciting.
Plus, as you mentioned, these are mobile ports, so we never even had these on a console before, but now we're going to.
Exactly. So I'm very excited for this. I think that's what makes this collection a bit more significant than the previous collections, is that they are making those widescreen enhancements. And, if you're putting the name Christian Whitehead on any Sonic game, that's cause for excitement there, because he worked on Sonic Mania. He made those ports that were really good for the phones, so... yeah, this is very exciting news. And I was confused for a second because I thought for a second Sonic 3 and Knuckles was one game, but I guess they're kind of both. But, you can play as Knuckles in Sonic 3 if you had the expansion cart for Sonic and Knuckles and you put Sonic 3 in there. Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff, but I guess this is also the first time Sonic 3 and Knuckles would be playable on a collection.
It's been in a lot of collections. So, for example, Mega Collection, it wasn't there by default. You had to do this weird thing to boot the games a bunch of times so that you could get the Sonic 3 and Knuckles version. I know, the DS port, it's pretty much the same lineup minus CD, but it let you choose between 3 Knuckles and then 3 and Knuckles.
Oh, okay.
So it's been around a couple times, but it's never had that full official upscale remaster sort of thing that the first 2 games got.
That is interesting. But where's Knuckles in Sonic 2?
Just wasn't there.
I do remember that's a thing.
Was that really a thing? I didn't know this. Hold on.
I think I remember that from the collection, from Mega Collection originally. There was Knuckles in Sonic 2.
Well,
I think, unless I'm misremembering.
Okay.
So I guess this begs the question though, for Sonic Origins, is this our whole lineup for it? Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic and Knuckles, and Sonic CD? Or do you guys think, since this doesn't come out until, they said, like, this doesn't come out till early next year, do you guys think we'll actually have more classic games on here? I know there was some sort of rumor leak going around talking about a Sonic collection that would have games that have never been ported before, including the Sonic Advance games.
I heard about that too right before the Sonic Central stream, and I don't know, I think this is it. I think this is all we're going to get for the Origins collection, and it's funny that it's coming out next year, because this is just typical Sonic Sega tradition of missing an important anniversary just by a year, because I remember when Sonic Mania and Forces were announced, and those games didn't come out until the year after his 25th anniversary, so history doomed to repeat itself every time.
Ugh.
I don't think they'd add anything extra to the collection. I could see, like, maybe if there was plans to put more into it, but they backed out from it, or maybe we get like Spinball, other Genesis games, but I don't think there would be like really much more than what's here. At least for now. Like I said, maybe they could turn it into like a virtual console setup sort of situation for some old Sonic games.
Oh, so where like they keep updating it to add more to it, or okay.
Yeah, like I could see that, but they definitely haven't said it, and otherwise I don't think there would be anything more than like this on release at least. So it'd definitely be like one of those, maybe Sega will say something later, so I could see like the idea behind it, but at least as it stands right now, I think this is really just like, this is their plan, this is what they're gonna do. And we'll have to see when it comes out, if they have anything else planned.
Yeah, it is the Origins collection, so they would want to stick it to those mainline Sega Genesis games, you know, unless they give us 3D Blast. Just
you know, that's fair. They could. There are other Origin games they could do. The real question is, will they?
Yeah, they probably won't. They'll just stick with the 2D ones.
Let's get Knuckles' first real game, Knuckles Chaotix, in here.
Exactly, man. I don't even know what that game looks like.
I only know because I saw TJ here stream it a little while back.
It's a ride. It's a ride.
Let's switch gears here to one of the other big announcements from this.
Let's switch game gears.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, perfect. So, Sonic Colors Ultimate, which, by the way, is absolutely not what I was expecting for the title. I think everyone was thinking just remastered or HD, but Ultimate, I mean...
I can't wait for Sonic Colors Brawl and Melee. And
Wii
for
U and 3DS?
Yes, exactly. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, no, I think it looks great. And Sonic Colors was actually one of the ones that I did not get a chance to play originally. So seeing it here and the comparison you did, Joey, really showing the differences between them, I'm excited, honestly. I think this looks great.
Me too.
I know one of the big things people keep talking about is like the different outfits, or I guess technically if you want to call them outfits, different shoes and gloves for Sonic that like people have really been pointing out with this. I think the digital deluxe version lets you get silver gloves and shoes, as in silver color, not Silver the Hedgehog.
I was gonna say.
And gold and gold ones. But then there's also other ones like the paint splattered ones, and I think there was like something that was striped, and it's like, wow, Sonic's getting real fashionable now, isn't he?
Yeah, that's interesting. And you know, when I was doing the comparison, I'm so glad my save file was saved. Like I still had it transferred from my Wii to my Wii U, so I could find the levels that were in the trailer. And I was just so impressed with how good the remaster looks. Like, I have noticed it is a bit darker in some areas, and by a bit, I mean a lot. Like, in some areas, it is kind of a little too dark, so hopefully they kind of raise the brightness there a bit. But I do think Sonic Colors has amazing set pieces, like big, huge, giant sort of things happening in the background while you're running around at the speed of sound, got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. But I was just like, I can't wait to see how this looks in HD. I'm curious to see how it looks on the Nintendo Switch as compared to like the Xbox and PlayStation 5. But the one thing, and I discovered this, I was playing yesterday on my classic controller because I just felt like, I don't even think the game really utilizes motion controls even on the Wii remote and nunchuck, so I just played with the classic controller. Those controls are rough. They're kind of slippery. They're a little bit floaty at times. So I kind of hope they fix the controls in Ultimate.
I mean, hopefully. I mean, I think improved controls in general is a good thing.
Yeah,
out of a port.
Exactly. I wonder if like 60 frames per second would help alleviate some of that floatiness. But yeah, sometimes playing in the 2D sections, my friend was right. Like, he doesn't like Sonic Colors because the 2D sections, and now I'm starting to see why. Because having replayed it yesterday, I'm kind of like, ooh, it's a little bit unresponsive at times. But we'll have to see. It's not going to be much longer until that game comes out in a few short months.
That's true. September is honestly not that far away in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
I mean, TJ, what do you think? Because I know with how big you are in Sonic Colors is actually not one I've heard you talk about too much. So I'm actually very curious on your take on this.
That's fair. I mean, I really enjoyed Sonic Colors. I think it was super fun. It can definitely be a bit slow at times. There are some levels that are more like challenge levels, so they're not really like go fast, rather go around a map and do a thing. And though they're fun, they're kind of like novelties. But all in all, like the game, it feels really fun and fresh, and like a lot of like the wisps are worked into it pretty well. Save a few, but.
Well, it seems like they're updating that too, because I believe people have said that some of the wisps that were introduced in Sonic Lost World are being added, or at least one of them is.
The Jade Wisp, I think, is what they're thinking of. I don't remember it being in Sonic Lost World, but it might have been. It's been a long time since I played Lost World, but but there was. I know it was in Team Sonic Racing.
Yeah, that's where I know it from.
Exactly. So that's going to be in there, and we got to talk about our two-tailed boy, who is apparently going to be in there somehow, like gameplay-wise. We don't know, because we only saw screenshots of the Wisp powers being used and the Tails icon on the top left instead of the Sonic icon, but Sonic was in one of the images. What's going on?
Could it be like Sonic 2, where like Tails is like an assist to kind of like help you get through levels, but not actually playable himself? I don't know why he would be the health icon,
exactly,
or the live icon. Then
I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't think that kind of gameplay would fit too well into the format. It'd be really awkward, because like even in those older games, like if the person playing Sonic just goes too fast, then like what's the Tails player gonna do outside of bosses? And it would like the boost formula. There's just too much going fast, going past everything to really like sync two people. So I think it'd be more focused on like Tails doing something rather than like a co-op feature.
Which still interesting. We get to play as Tails. That's like one of my favorite Sonic characters, so I'm very happy by that.
That would be really exciting, honestly.
Like that, if they changed nothing else about Sonic Colors, but they just made Tails playable, I think that alone would sell the game for a lot of people, to be honest.
I've seen the crowd reaction to Tails in the Sonic movie. He's got a fan base.
It's very true. Speaking of the Sonic movie, you know what? I just want to say, Sonic Colors getting paired with, I guess, not really pre-order bonuses, but in general bonuses with this deluxe version and pre-order and whatnot that tie to the Sonic movie is not what I was expecting. So, like, getting, as it lists, exclusive player icons, which aren't even an in-game thing. They're, like, for your PS4. Or PS5, technically. Like, player icons of movie Sonic. Or, you know, the physical special version of the game that includes the baby Sonic keychain from the movie, which is so cursed. I'm sorry. I don't see the appeal of the baby Sonic. Baby Mario characters in Mario Kart, it's fine, whatever. But something about this baby Sonic is really cursed to me.
Here's the thing. I didn't expect that either, but it does make sense. I have a feeling Sonic already had a bunch of fans to begin with. But Sonic probably gained a lot more popularity after that movie, that successful movie that we didn't think was going to be a success at all.
No, it was definitely one of those. Fingers crossed it's not terrible. I do agree. I think it's really like weird that it's being offered with the games and stuff, but at the same time, like Joey said, it is actually like really popular. It did definitely like take off, so I can only imagine how many people are actually like super stoked with all that.
I guess the last thing I have on Sonic Colors related to the Digital Deluxe and the movie, technically, is I'm looking at the list of things included in the Digital Deluxe. and I still don't quite understand what they mean when they say Sonic Movie Boost. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Is the movie just included with the game? Like, what is Movie Boost? Does the boost, the visual of the boost form change to look like from the movie?
I was gonna say maybe it's the customizable, like the boost, because what is it? In like some of the scenes in Sonic Colors, you can see like he's boosting a different color, like red and stuff. So maybe it's like it's the visual for the boost changes to look like the lightning effects from the movie instead.
Oh, that would make sense, because the little picture they show on the side is like him running with like the lightning around him. Oh, you know what? That actually does make sense.
They have like the scene where he's boosting away from one of the enemies, and he's red instead of the regular color he normally is.
Okay.
So it could actually be like that kind of boost. It could just be added like another layer to the customizables, like the wearables and stuff.
The Sonic Movie Boost, the thing about it is, it looks exactly the same as the regular boost, but it plays "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen, like it did in the movie.
Oh, perfect. Can you imagine if they got the music licensing for that?
Oh, that would be billions of dollars that Sega would spend.
On a still kind of related to Sonic Colors, well, actually definitely related to Sonic Colors, they announced that kind of little short, the special animated series, which I think they said was only a couple episodes long.
I think it was only 2, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like this little, honestly, like really cute animation of... is it an event specifically that's in Sonic Colors, or is it like some sort of prequel? I don't actually know there.
I don't know either. I don't know if it's going to be on YouTube or if it's going to be like on something else. If it's 2 episodes, it's probably going to be uploaded to the Sonic channel anyway. But yeah, it's very curious, and Metal Sonic is in it, and it's kind of just like, I don't know what to feel about this yet. Guess we'll have to find out. And I know some people were hinting, like, is this what Sonic Prime is going to look like? No, I don't think it is. I think it's its own unique style to this little 2-episode show, and one heck of a way for Roger Craig Smith to make his comeback. Am I right?
Yeah, that's another weird thing I was thinking about touching upon on this. But first, I'll let TJ, if you have any thoughts on the Sonic Colors small animated series, which maybe is just to introduce Metal Sonic into it all, since he's also being added to Colors, but...
I was gonna say, I don't remember really him like having any influence on Colors like at all. So I feel like it's mostly just like a sort of, outside of the cutesy skits that they did for like Mania and stuff, just keeping that up because everybody loved those. They were really fun. So as well as keeping that up, sort of like a way to integrate it a little more into it.
So yeah, let's talk about Roger Craig Smith for a second here, because he had that whole segment too where he introduced this little Sonic Colors series. What happened there? Because it was how far back was it where he was like, "Yeah, guys, I'm stepping down as the Blue Blur. I'm no longer Sonic," and then a couple other voice actors and character voices seemed like they were also stepping down. I'm assuming this was just like contracts ended, and because of the pandemic they weren't renewed until like recently or something.
That might have been it. I don't know, and I don't think we'll ever know really what happened behind the scenes. But yeah, it was like in February or March when this all went down, and now that he's back, I don't know. Maybe they realized. Maybe they initially had plans to make Ben Schwartz like the main voice for everything for consistency, but they thought, oh no, he's too expensive or something like that. I don't know. This is all just speculation. But that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought they were going to make the movie cast like blend in with the game cast, kind of like what they did when Sonic X was a thing, and then they switched over to new talent for the games. Not new talent, but they took the Sonic X voice cast and made them the game cast for whatever reason. I don't know what reason that was, but then they switched it over to LA talent when Sonic Colors came around. So I don't know what went on with Roger Craig Smith, but people are happy that he's back as Sonic, and that makes me happy too.
And I mean, the Sonic cast, as you even mentioned, changed out a lot over the years, and some characters haven't even been all that consistent, so...
I think this is the longest... I think Roger's voiced Sonic the longest out of all the other cast members, too.
I think so. At this point, it's been 10 years, so... Or at least 10 years, so...
Yeah, Sonic Colors was his first game, so...
Yeah. and it's the first game he's back with again.
Exactly. I'm sure they didn't redo any of the voices. They just used the same ones, but yeah.
To switch gears a little bit here to something else, switch game gears as you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Before we touch upon the big, game, and I want to talk about some of the other announcements they had in here. And TJ, I know you're big on like musical performances. And this was kind of, the fact that they started with this made me kind of happy, actually, because nice, big, free digital concert on Sonic's birthday next month. That's a big, and it's sure, Sonic 30th Anniversary Symphony, they say. But then there's also like Crush 40 and others. And I'm like, I don't think Crush 40 or I think Symphony. That's just big, fun concert.
Honestly, I think it's super fun. It's going to be super hype. I do really like that, like, it's a digital concert, so everyone will be able to enjoy it, really get to watch, instead of like one of those, they're having like a big orchestra at a place, you gotta go there. I mean, outside of the fact that that's just convenient for the pandemic right now, it is really nice to just be able to check it out when it happens. I am a little curious if they're gonna do like a 30th anniversary soundtrack select sort of thing. For it, because that would be super fun. Sort of like have like a bunch of the songs in there, and then also have like a sellable soundtrack that maybe comes with a poster and stuff.
All I want to know is why do they keep using Crush 40 and they like never put Crush 40 in the games anymore? Like, it's did they?
Well, they were for Team Sonic Racing. They did the main theme for it, I think.
Oh, okay.
And then I think it was a mix of Crush 40 and Hyper Potions.
Okay,
for Team Sonic Racing.
Yeah, I didn't play Team Sonic Racing because I'm not too big on racers. So yeah, I did not know that. But yeah, they know people love Crush 40's music, so they need to take advantage of that. Unless we get more of who did that song for Sonic Forces? Was it like the lead singer of Hoobastank or something? I don't remember.
Oh man, I don't even know. TJ, do you know?
I honestly don't.
All right, I'm looking this up. Keep talking, and
that's fair. Well, I think what's most fun about the concert is some of these songs. I mean, when was the last time some of these songs have been performed? In some cases, like, great. I really hope, like, literally one hope is that during the Crush 40 segment, we're just gonna have like everything go dark, all the lights go red, and then they just play like the opening theme to Shadow the Hedgehog or something. What is it? I Am All of Me. That song.
Oh man, that was dark. I'm so glad they acknowledged Shadow the Hedgehog and how weird of a time that was for Sonic trying to be super edgy and also yes, it was Hoobastank kind of who did the Sonic Forces. I mean, it was the lead singer of Hoobastank and he only did the vocals for it, but yeah, it was called Fist Bump. And he was like, I'm gonna show the world what we can do. And I'm like, why did they get the lead singer of Hoobastank in this? Like,
yeah, that. I mean, I think that's almost like, I mean, look at the Pokemon things that have been happening this year with like the different celebrities that have been making music videos for Pokemon with Pokemon and new music. It's kind of like that, I think.
You might be right.
So moving on from the music to some of the other smaller announcements, we had Sonic crossing over into a lot of things, like the official Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games from the Better timeline, 2 Point Hospital getting Sonic staff costumes, because who doesn't want to wake up in a hospital bed one morning to see like Knuckles changing changing out like the IV drip or something?
I would love that. I would be like, I died and went to heaven.
I feel like if that really happened, you'd get at least one patient wake up really afraid.
But Tris, we need to talk about the bling.
We do need to talk about the bling. I was going to mention Sonic Fighters and Lost Judgment, but yeah, let's talk about the bling and the merchandise.
Okay, Sonic Fighters and Judgment's really cool too. Lost Judgment, I will say that
honestly
really
is cool.
I was going to say that one really caught me off guard, because that's a game they don't really normally ever mention or bring up. It's like in Gems collection, and that's practically it.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting actually. But it's such a fun way to acknowledge that history right there.
But we need to talk about the Bling right now.
Yeah.
Because
yes, let's talk about
I'm
the
looking at
merchandise
the
and
image
Bling.
right now of Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems holding the Shadow Bling. That is some of the funniest. Okay, and whoever made this, I don't know who you are. Comment below and we'll pin the comment if you made this. But whoever made this did it so fast. It was like, took them, I swear I saw this like 2 minutes after the Bling was revealed. This is just, I was gonna say, this is gold. It's probably not gold. It's probably something else, but.
Of all the merchandise, and I love how like everything else seems pretty like standard from what you see from Sonic. There was Jack's Pacific toys, which Mario's been getting a lot too lately. There was Dark Horse comics and books and like special coins, and then just Bling, or as they list it, King Ice jewelry. What? I will run through a couple of, because I know TJ has to leave soon. I will run through some of the other smaller things in case we want to say anything on them, and then get to the big one. So, PlayStation Now and the Amazon Luna getting Sonic Mania, Team Sonic Racing, and Sonic Forces. And also, what really bothers me is the mobile version, or the Apple Arcade version of Team Sonic Racing being the only one that gets updates.
Right. I don't. Is that called Team Sonic Racing?
Yeah,
Is it called something else?
I think it's called Sonic Racing, so it's slightly different.
Okay.
But it's meant to be. It's called Sonic Racing. It is built off of the same game though.
I see.
And so it uses a bunch of things from Team Sonic Racing, most of the assets from Team Sonic Racing. And they keep updating this game, but they won't update Team Sonic Racing.
That's ridiculous.
It's so disappointing to me.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. But
we heard about Sonic Prime. We didn't see anything from it, but
we didn't see anything. It was just like, oh, we're just gonna talk about it. Like, no, don't talk about it. Show something. Show me something.
Anytime there's a new Sonic show, I honestly do get excited for it, because like the Sonic shows historically have always been like fun. No, I won't necessarily say good, because that's always up in the air, but they're always fun.
I don't know. Boom was pretty funny.
Boom honestly was funny. It was written really well.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about Sonic 2022, the new game by Sonic Team. TJ and I already did our little like real-time analysis on that, and Joey, if anyone saw our stream, they'll remember exactly how you felt about that.
Yeah,
with its reveal.
that was one of the worst teaser trailers I have ever seen, and I'm just like, people say, hey, it was better than Metro Prime 4 teaser. No! Maybe it technically was a better teaser because it had more than a title in it. It didn't even have a title in it. But at least we know a Sonic game's coming. We didn't know a Metroid game was coming. So that was single-handedly what made it better. But yeah, that Sonic teaser, like, at least give us a title. But they didn't even give us that. But apparently,
well, actually, they might have accidentally given us the title.
They didn't give us a title on purpose.
So, seemingly at some point, whether it still is or like earlier development, this was called Sonic Ranger. And like, honestly, all I think of with the loops and everything, I'm just thinking Pokemon Ranger. Just the whole thing drawing circles around the Pokemon, or this in this case against Eggman's robots.
Yeah.
That's all I think of with it now. Exactly.
I don't know what to think about this yet, because we don't know what it is. But according to 4chan rumors that have said, like, there's this one post that said in January that they've player tested a game called Sonic Rangers, and apparently it's open world like Breath of the Wild. And they say like Breath of the Wild. I don't know if that's just because it is open world, or if they're taking elements from Breath of the Wild, but if these rumors are true, it might not even be called Sonic Rangers at the end. That could just be a working title. But
yeah,
if those rumors are true, like, this is going to be a very, very, very ambitious 3D Sonic game, and whether Sonic Team can pull something like that off, that's a classic. We'll have to wait and see, folks. Do you think we'll see this game before not like released before 2022, but do you think we'll see like a gameplay snippet or anything before 2022, or is 2022 going to be the year we see and then play it?
That's a good question. I honestly feel like we'll only have this teaser to go off of until like early next year. Like, I feel like, because once they start showing it, I feel like marketing is just going to ramp up for this game and exclusively this game at that point.
And I'm saying, if they gave us a teaser trailer that was that underwhelming, like, they better have something exciting behind it. Like, because I am dying to know what it is, and, like, you don't want that answer to be disappointing.
Well, I guess, Joey, that becomes a very obvious something you want from this game. You just want to not be disappointed by it.
Please.
It sounds like, at least.
Like, dude, I was so excited for Forces because, like, it was from the same team. They emphasized, hey, we made Sonic Colors, we made Sonic Generations, the best 3D Sonics of the past decade. Then Forces came out, and it's like they completely forgot everything that made those games great. Everything.
That's fair.
Yeah, it hurts.
That is fair. I understand the hurt there. So I guess as a way to wrap this up, since I know we're starting to run a little over on time here, what's one thing that both of you guys want to see out of whatever this game ends up being? Because for me personally, I want to see multiple playable characters. I made that connection to Sonic Heroes yesterday, and that's all I think of now.
I think that would be good too. I don't really know what I want. I just want it to be good.
I personally, I mean, if it's open world, it might be a little tough to define what I want, but like, I want like good, iconic feeling levels. A lot of Sonic games have always been like, you can play the level, they have like a bunch of multiple routes, it's like, but it always feels good to go through like some of the really good looking, fun playing levels. Like, a lot of Sonic Unleashed's day levels were great. It just unfortunately had the night levels and a lot of them to sort of bog it down. But all of those levels were they were so good, like hit after hit. The day ones again. A lot of like old classic games. You got like your Angel Island zone. Like, you'll be able to spot that on the drop of a dime. They always feel good to play through, even if it's for like the 20th time. Same thing with other games. I want those levels that really like you want to play them again, even if, say, it's doing the same exact thing because maybe the routes are a little lacking. I definitely really love to see like good alternate routes. Sort of like how in Colors you have like Candy Mountain. You don't have to drill, but sometimes drilling has like 3 different branching paths. And there's like so many other places you can explore. Really made use of the red ring concept and stuff to really force you to want to explore the levels. But like, I want like really fun, cool, good looking levels. I guess really over anything else.
I think that's fair. I mean, wanting to have like memorable, good designed levels over levels people forget about. I mean, yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, look at the levels picked in Sonic Generations versus in some of those games. I mean, I know plenty of people that are really big Sonic fans but can't name levels other than what was picked for Sonic Generations. So that kind of says a lot.
Absolutely. Just give us something fun for the love of gosh, and give us, if it's not open world, give us levels that last longer than 2 minutes. Forces. Oh man, did we forget about the awful character creator for Forces? What? Why?
You don't want to look like Joker from Persona 5?
No, I don't!
It was something. I feel like the levels had a lot of potential, but like the creator itself, oh man, there was no way to not make a blank looking, almost meme-worthy character.
It was.
That's fair.
Questionable at best.
Yeah.
Well, I guess to wrap up this discussion, from what we know now about Sonic's 30th anniversary, basically for, the rest of this year, sure, they said there'll be more to say later on, but this seems like the bulk of how they're celebrating. How would you guys say Sonic's 30th is looking this year? Because I think it's looking a lot better than the last, 3 to 4 years of Sonic, in my opinion.
I mean, all we're getting is Sonic Colors Ultimate, pretty much, so...
And a concert.
But yeah, it's looking pretty exciting, because we already know Sonic Colors is a good game. So, there we go.
Alright, well, I think that'll wrap up this discussion. But what do you guys think of the Sonic Central presentation? Are you excited for any of the games or events or even the merchandise shown off? Let us know down below. With that, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to GameXplain for plenty more on Sonic's 30th anniversary and other things gaming as well. Check out the videos on the right for more content you might be interested in. Until next time, farewell.